Hello everyone, welcome to Stampin' Grotto. Today we're going to be learning how to make this thank you card using the Dragonfly Garden stamp set as well as the matching Dragonfly punch. We'll be using one of the dies from the TaylorMade Tags die set, and we're going to be running some Sahara sand through the Hive 3D embossing folder. We'll also be using some Flirty Flamingo cardstock and ink, as well as some basic white. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get started. We are going to start with a Flirty Flamingo card base. So this is an easel card. So this is cut to 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and then it is scored along the long edge at 5 1/2 to give us this style of card base. And then for the inside of the card, I just took a piece of basic white. This is cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then I just used this stamp here and this cute little cluster stamp here in Flirty Flamingo to stamp the corners to give my inside of the card a little bit more detail while still leaving enough space to write my message. So that will go on the inside of my card. And then for the outside of my card, I took a piece of Sahara sand and I ran it through the Hive 3D embossing folder. I did cut this down, so this is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And this is going to go on our base just like this. To go on top of that is this piece of ribbon. So this is some of the white frayed ribbon that Stampin' Up! Has available right now. And to add a little bit more detail to it, I took this stamp here in Flirty Flamingo and I just stamped up the ribbon so that the ribbon wasn't just plain white. And we are going to wrap that around here just like this. And then in Flirty Flamingo, I stamped this dragonfly here on basic white, and then I punched it out using the matching punch, and I also punched out another plain one in Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to offset this a little bit just to give it kind of a little bit of a shadow. And that's just going to go on the card front just like that. And then for my sentiment, I took the thank you for your kindness and stamped it in Flirty Flamingo. And I also, to add a little bit of detail in the back of this sentiment, I took this cluster stamp here, and in Sahara sand, I stamped off twice and then just stamped it over top of my sentiment. I don't know if you can see it, but it just kind of breaks up the white a little bit. So to finish it off, I just added a piece of baker's twine. This is the crumb cake from the Essentials pack, and I just tied it around and tied it in a bow. And this is just going to go right here like this. And then to finish off the card, we're just going to use some of our opal rounds around the sentiment. And then I cut the sentiment out using the TaylorMade Tags stamps or die set, using the second smallest die from the more decorative one. So let's go ahead and start putting this together. Okay, so to start, I am going to lay down a little bit of Stampin' Seal just to attach my ribbon to. And then I am going to grab some of my Stampin' Dimensionals and pop this card up. And then we're just going to lay this in the center on the front of the card. And then I'm going to grab my liquid glue And I am just going to glue the two dragonfly pieces together. Again, offsetting them a little bit so that there is a shadow around my stamped dragonfly. Then I am going to grab a couple of my Stampin' Dimensionals for the back of my sentiment. I'm going to lay this down first. And then I am just going to use a couple of glue dots on the back of my dragonfly. Just like that. Then using my Take Your Pick tool, I'm just going to grab some of my opal rounds to add a little bit of detail to the front of my card. And then as a finishing touch for the inside of a card, let's go ahead and glue down our inside piece of basic white. So there you have our finished card. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and as always, if you are interested in seeing more, don't forget to click on that like and subscribe button. Thanks everyone!